completely oblivious to the fact that there was someone in the vicinity. She was busy wiping the water droplets off her body and her soaked long hair with a towel. Her full and round breasts, her perfectly flat stomach, that little bush right between her beautiful legs. Kinley could see everything. She walked straight to where their clothes were placed not too far away, and just as she picked up some silken undergarments and put it on, she heard the sound of a person gulping. "Who is it?" Ling Yashi's expression turned as she exclaimed softly, and without a second thought, she dashed towards the origin of the sound like lightning. It was only then that Kinley came to his senses behind the tree as he quickly bowed his head, but unfortunately, it was already too late. Whoosh! Ling Yashi's beautiful eyes were filled with evil. She raised her hands, brimming with a silver light and a murderous charge, and what was about to strike down the offender with all her might. When she saw that the person behind the tree was actually Kinley, she suddenly froze and a cry escaped her lips. In an instant, her cheeks turned completely red with embarrassment, and although her shining left hand was still held high in the air, she just couldn't bring it down on Kinley. "First miss, are you talking to someone?" At this moment, Ling Ying's voice also came over. "I'm also finished. I'm coming up right now." Hearing her words, Ling Yashi became dumbfounded for a moment, but she instantly realized that the moment Ling Ying climbed up, she would see her completely wet next to Kinley, and Kinley too would see an equally naked Ling Ying. To prevent Ling Ying from noticing them, in the rush, she grit her teeth and shrunk right behind the tree and pressed herself tightly against Kinley's body. That beautiful face of hers looked almost red enough to drip blood. Chapter 42, Intimacy. "First miss, where are you? I told you to wait a bit for me. Just where did you run off to?" As Ling Ying whispered to herself, her clothes rustled as she put them on. She glanced back and forth and then muttered, "That's weird. She was clearly just around here. How did she suddenly vanish?" As she spoke, a light blue veil covered the top of her petite body. Her little head constantly shook as she scanned around for any trace of Ling Yashi. In order to avoid being seen by Ling Ying, Kinley and Ling Yashi were standing behind a large tree, but it was only big enough to hide them if they huddled together. Unwittingly, the two plastered their bodies against each other. Ling Yashi squirmed. At the moment, she was covered only by some thin silk undergarments, and her long hair